Hello again, and today in this lesson we are going to deal with the latest part of our project, that is handling the contact form. Okay, so before starting, let me reactivate the virtual environment, enter the project, and run the server. Great. Okay, so our mission for today is that we need to turn on the functionality of this part here of the home page and also this part here of this page. Okay, so whenever a visitor of our website write his name, email, subject, and message, so we will receive that and we will tell him that if the message has been sent correctly or not. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention here is that we need Django messages. Okay, the Django messages are something very important in Django. It's like a package or sub-framework inside Django. So to do that, first we need to install it. Okay, so first thing we need to do is to say pip install Django-messages. Okay, great. The next step is to include django.contrib.messages. In this case, it's already included in my installed apps. Okay, now let's go and figure out what we need to do. We still have to work on the view function of the contact. So let me go back here to the pages. We have here home, contact, learn, and test. By the way, test, we do not need it anymore. So for sure, no need for this as well. We need to focus on the contact form that is here. But before starting with that, let's work on the general template because it's an easier process. The first thing that I'm going to do is to copy and paste and include HTML form that is general for any messages in Django. So you can find it everywhere and on the internet, and I will explain it in a moment. So here I will open a new HTML source in the includes and I will paste that one. That is if messages for message in messages. Okay, we have a div. Inside of this div there is the alerts of the messages, so it will alert me in case of error. It will tell me an error, and else with it the message.text.title and then the message here, and then it will end the for and then it will end the if. It's not requested from you to understand a lot about that. It's enough just to know that this something is available on the internet and you can use it whatever in any way you like. Okay, let's now come back to the contact.html here and see what we can do. So first thing we need to do is to check here. Okay, we have extended this one. Okay, the form here, the action here, so this is a form, right? The action of this form here should be an action related to the URL that is contact. Okay, that's first. I need to close back the double quotation. Great. The next part is now to include the messages.html. So here, what I'm going to do is to open this one and to say include of includes / messages.html. Okay. Whenever we are dealing with post method, there is something very, very important to do in Django is the CSRF token. And here I want to say that maybe in this project we didn't talk about that much, but in real life, CSRF token is a token generator for security reason, and it is very, very, very important. Okay, you can read about that, or at least we will, in the next project maybe, we will create a project that has different post and get methods and security and users and login. So we will work on this one more and more and more. Well, now let's control everything else. We have here an input that has the ID name, ID email, ID subject, and here we have an ID. Okay, since it is a text area of name message, so that's fine, because we are going to use these names now in the views.part. I think for now we finished everything. Let's copy these and go back to the home page and paste them there as well. So I think just these two. Okay, just this one. Okay, fine. Here we have this one, so this one should be inside this one, and great. Okay, fine. In this way it's better. Now, next step, going back here and deal with the contact form. Okay, I will start by writing and dealing with the contact view function, and then we are going to come back to the settings in order to configure these settings for the SMTP server, because you know that Django requires some abilities in order to send a message. It needs some credential and an email to use it in order to send messages through that email. Okay, so we can go there first and then we come back here, so the process is going to be more clear. Okay, so here I would say email sending settings with S, and we have different things to say. Okay, some of them are common between all types of messaging tools. When we are talking about messaging tools about SMTP, it means that you may have Outlook, Gmail, so on and so forth. So for each of these, there is a way to define it. The commons are email underscore backend. Okay, this is one of the commons. Email port, but for sure for each one has its own port. Email use TLS. Don't ask me what's this, but it's something related to networking, so I don't know about that. Email host. Email host. User. Email host. Password. Okay? For the email backend here, it's enough just to say Django.core.mail .backends.smtp .email backend. For the port, in my case, since I'm going to use a Gmail, I will put the port for the Gmail. If you don't know the other ports, it's totally fine. Google, say for example, Outlook SMTP Django. They will give you all the details. So it's an easy process. This one should be true. The email host, in the case of Django, of Gmail, is just smtp.gmail.com. I think for Outlook, it is smtp-outlook or something. I don't remember anymore. The email host user is the email that I'm going to use. And for that purpose, I created a temporary email, and I'm going to use it here. Okay? So I will use. For the password, it should be the password for this one. But Gmail, for security reasons, doesn't provide this service as while putting the normal password. You need to do something additional. And I'm here to explain you how to do that. First, there is this link here, and I will link it to the video for sure, because it's a guideline about dealing with SMTP for Google. But for simplicity, you need just first to go inside the security page of Gmail, and then activate first the two-step verification, right? The two-step verification, you need to activate it, and then you need to search app password, this one here. That is this one here, okay? When you do that, so this one is for my Django project, so I already did that. So what you are going to do is to say mail, the mail, and the device. It's enough to say just Windows computer. When you click on generate, I will come back to the guide there. They will show you something like this, where here you have a yellow box. So it's not red. Red is just for hiding the password. They will give you a new password for that email. This password is just for the reason of Django mail server. So it's just to use it for the Django mail server. That is here. Okay? Now I will put my password, stop the video, go outside the settings.py, and then we will continue. Just because I want to put the password. Okay, fine. Now let's come back here to deal with the views. Okay? First thing we need is to have some imports. The first one is that from django.core.mail import send mail. From django.conf import settings. And if you do not remember, we used that one before. Where? In the media. Where in my website main app here, we used it in order to define the media. Okay, I'm just trying to give you a recap. Great. From django.contrib import what? Messages. Fine. What else? Nothing. I think everything now is okay. Maybe I need a redirect. We'll see. Okay, I'm here now. Let's see what to do. Okay, so let's see. First thing I want to say, if request.method, not in this way, just request.method equal to post. In this case, I want to take from that post method the following arguments: name, email, subject, and message. Okay, all these are going to be request of post. So request.post of what? Of the ID name. Request.post of the ID email, request.post of the ID subject, and request.post of the ID message. Where to get these? From the form itself. As you can see here, you have these, and so on. ID or name. Okay? Now I have these. This is just in case if I am in a post method. Now what I'm going to do is I will say message body is equal to name space name point email dot message space message. Here we go. So this is going to be what? A string. Well, let me add the subject for sure. So plus email, and here let me say first subject plus subject plus message plus message, and this one. Okay, now I need to define an email. Okay, this email is going to be the email that I'm going to receive my messages. Okay, and it couldn't be the same where I sent. Okay, so I'm going to put my personal email here. In this case, I have this mail right here, and I will say send email, send mail. The mail has a subject, has a message body, settings dot. So here we have email host user, who is what? The receiver. It could be a list. Admin underscore email, and fail silently equal to false in case of failure. Great. Now, since here, by the way, since here I will use this subject in the message, so no need to insert it, but I will keep it. Okay. Then messages dot success. Okay. Request, comma, thank you for contacting us. We will get back to you shortly. This is in case of success. We are still in the if. Redirect again to contact. So redirect the user to the contact page again. Okay? I think now everything is okay. Let's now run the server and check that. Okay guys, so now let's try to send an email. So let's imagine that John Doe visited this website and John Doe 123@uber.com wants to send me a message. I am here to ask about Django. This is a test message, and send. So thank you for contacting us. We will get back to you shortly. Let's go and check the message on my Gmail. Okay, now I am in my Gmail and I will open this one. So from this email, I have a name, email, the subject, and the message. So this is how you can configure the contact form in your website.